Welcome back, everybody. Today's lesson we're going to prepare chicken Goldfingers, which is going to be like thin strips of boneless white meat chicken, and it's going to be dipped in a batter and fried. And also we're going to prepare a sweet and sour sauce. So it's very similar to sweet and sour chicken, but it can be also used as an appetizer for your parties. So let me zoom in the camera, and then I'll show you what we have on the cutting board. Right here we have, whenever you make this batter, in restaurants they use 4 parts flour to 1 part cornstarch. I have here in these other little measuring spoons. This is 1 tablespoon of baking powder and a little bit less than 1 teaspoon of salt. So all these dry ingredients will go in this mixing bowl, and then we'll add water until it turns the consistency of a thick pancake batter. So let's get started. I will put them all in. Okay. And if you have one of these little whisks, that's handy to use too. So scrape the sides of your bowl, keep mixing it up. We need a little bit more. And the one ingredient that I didn't put in yet is just a touch of soybean oil, cooking oil at the last minute. And that when you dip your chicken strips in here and fry it in the oil, that makes it gives it a very smooth texture on the outside. It's like a smooth coating. The oil does that. This is the consistency you want, if you can see that. And then the last minute, I have this oil here, which I pulled out. Just like maybe a half a capful will give it that nice glossy look when you fry. So there you have it, the batter. The batter is kind of simple. It's 4 parts flour, 1 part cornstarch. I used 1/4 cup of the cornstarch to 1 cup of flour. And then I added a tablespoon of the baking powder and a teaspoon of salt. So next is we're going to go through the actual sweet and sour sauce. And now you see on the cutting board I have some boneless chicken breasts, or you can use tenderloins. They come in those 2.5 to 3 pound bags, and you just thaw out however many you need. And I'm going to show you how to cut them in the correct strips. You want it to, why it's called chicken Goldfingers is because you're going to cut these in the shape of a finger. So you want them about that size. So you have 4 there. This is actually a tenderloin. The tenderloin has this little tendon part that you have to cut out. The tenderloin is the thin strip that right behind the chicken breast when you debone a chicken. That's 5 more pieces, and then I have another 1 more. You can cut it. There you go. You lay these out on your plate, and then when the oil is the right temperature, around 350 degrees, you're going to take these by your hand, dip them in, and lay them in the oil. And so they'll come up and they'll puff up, and when they're golden brown, you just skim them out. We'll go through that process next. Okay, let's get started with the frying. You see, I have the oil hot, and it's set on 8 on an electrical stove. So you check it by putting a little piece of onion or a vegetable. If it comes up right away, then your oil is hot. Okay, now I have my chicken laid out on the plate. So you dip your chicken in the batter, and the key to this is before you put it in the oil, you let it drip down and then touch it on the edge of the bowl and lay it in so you don't splash the oil. I'm going to put them all in there. See, dip it in, coated, touch it on the edge, and lay it in. Dip it in, touch it on the edge, lay it in. You have to do this carefully. You don't want to drop the chicken because the oil will splash and burn you. So let it drip down a little bit, touch it on the edge of the bowl, lay it in gently. Again. You're going to fry these until they're light golden brown, and then you can take them up. And then when you're right before you're ready to serve this, you fry it again until they're golden brown. So you can do this pre-frying part, which is what they do in restaurants. They'll do a whole bus pan of these, and then as someone orders. We had a small problem with the recorder, but I was explaining how when these are done in a restaurant, they're pre-fried and then stored in a bus pan, and then as the customers order them, they're deep fried to the final crispy golden brown. But on the first frying, this is a good color to have right here. Just very lightly brown, and then when you're right before you're ready to eat these, and these can be stored for like 3 to 4 days in your refrigerator, so you can do this ahead of the time if you're doing it for a party. And then finally you put them in the hot oil and crisp them up and serve them right away. So we'll go through that final process, and I'll show you how to display them on the platter. Plate them up. Okay, now we're ready to finish this dish off and plate it up. The oil is hot, and I'm going to put all the Goldfingers that we pre-fried into the oil, and we're going to crisp them up. This will take about maybe a minute. There you have it. I'll show you the final color that you want on these Goldfingers. Just like that, nice and golden brown. And what we're going to do, drain the oil off. Put them on your plate. Then you can make like a hole in the center, and you put your dipping sauce. There you have it. Chicken Goldfingers, prepared in your kitchen. Perfect for a holiday appetizer, or you can have this as a meal with some cook a stir-fry vegetable, so you'll have 2 dishes to go with. Thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoy it.